Hmm. Dude, sometimes I make an old fashioned and I'm like, hey, way to hit that mark. Today was one of those days. Hello and welcome to another episode of Whiskey Untitled. We don't actually have a theme. I thought about writing a theme song once. I'm going to leave that alone. I actually have one. I'm not going to do it ever. So, welcome to another episode of the Whiskey Untitled. We are here to entertain you for a little while as we talk about whiskey and whiskey related things. I'm going to keep sipping this cocktail as we start that, intro music. I guess. Come on.
I mean,
I was like, I think Charles just left me here. He just left me here.
I thought you were. And then.
Like that?
I know.
It's too much. It's too much. I can't handle it. Oh, just the way that I just did it. What's up, Votary? Christian, hello. Creepy Charlie is gone.
I'm still here.
No, he's literally. Oh, sorry. Literally, right there. Look, I can touch his back. Gross. I'm touching his back right now. Oh. What's up? What's up, Dolph? What's up, Kevin?
Can't hear me? Can't hear me?
I told you, yours is like real quiet. I turned
know
yours
it's
up
weird.
a lot.
I see it bumping.
Yeah, I don't think your gain's up or something, man. It's weird.
My gain's up.
There, but what about through the computer?
I don't know.
Votary, Kevin, Tolv, Christian, hello, and welcome to another episode of your favorite show where we make fun of ourselves because we obviously are not professionals who know what's going on. What is this? More? I can't read the hashtag while you're playing with. Oh, see, look at that. Look at your microphone settings. What you guys can't see on the screen right now is Charles is going through his settings.
This is my normal.
See how it barely moved? See, mine goes to like
this
no,
thing?
right there. Yeah.
I don't know.
See, you might want to. There you go.
Let's see if that works. How about that?
Yes.
Better?
Yes.
Is that better?
A lot better.
A lot better? All right.
Everybody in chat, please tell them that's better.
All right. Let's see if that works.
More what?
More peat in whiskey cabinets is what he's saying.
It's blurry. More peat in whiskey. I have enough peat. I have 3 shelves dedicated to peat. That's like 33 bottles of stuff.
That is a lot. That's a lot more peat than I thought you actually had.
Who doesn't like? That's what everybody thinks, right? Everybody thinks I don't own any peat.
The thing is, like, we've had this conversation, especially like when we're going around Scotland and stuff. Like, we had this conversation all the time where, like, overall people think you hate peat, but it's not that you hate peat. It's just you don't like the deep end peat that other people do enjoy, right?
Even some of the shallow end. It depends on what's going on.
But yeah, so this week, I know while you got new shelves, I've been staring at my shelves trying to figure out a way to clean house or rearrange stuff. I know I get that rut once in a while where like I just want to change the area that I'm usually in, which is this room. So, but yeah,
What happened?
any bottles? Like I personally haven't been buying that much. So, what about you?
No, I think this is one that I didn't even talk about because we had Corona going on, but I did. This wild turkey. It's my first wild turkey.
Really? Even though I thought you had a 101 somewhere.
No, this is my first wild turkey. It's a barrel pick, and it's
right.
real good. I mean, it is 101. It doesn't say 101, but it's 101 proof.
Yeah, but it's not like the original, like the Kentucky.
No, this is Kentucky Spirit. I don't know what that means.
I had to look that way. But yeah, no. That's interesting. I actually used a lot of 101 around my barrel aging projects back in the year.
Fashion.
Yeah, it seems like summertime's coming around, so cocktails are coming bigger and bigger again. Kind of like that resurgence. So, but yeah.
Oh, time to make some mojitos, man. You got me thinking now. It sounds good.
What do you make mojitos with?
Lime.
Just no. I mean, like the spirit is just tequila, rum.
You make.
Oh, rum. Sorry, rum. I was like, for some reason, I was thinking tequila mojito.
It's so funny because like I don't have much clear rum, but I use all the clear rum I have for mojitos.
In my head, I'm like, for some reason, I'm thinking tequila with mojitos. For some reason.
Wouldn't that be closer to margarita?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, no, Scotch. I'm thinking rum, but I'm like, for some reason, I kind of got a kick for tequila.
Why do they call it Kentucky Spirit only when they do single barrels though? Isn't it always Kentucky Spirit? Either way, this is actually This to me,
Tequila
it's
on my
something I
brain.
hadn't had on my shelf till recently, but like if I had to describe it, it'd be like quintessential bourbon. It is
What,
exactly what I
vanilla caramel
always vanilla
wood?
caramel brown. It's always what I joke about bourbon tasting like, and it does a good job of being that bourbon while being friendly, which is nice, as opposed to obviously some are just garbage and just
I personally just think for me, bourbon's gone off that deep end where peat lovers love that strong peat. Bourbon drinkers really love that strong burnt wood, burnt oak.
So I just in my whiskey journey period, I think my palate is tuned for oak, and I think I don't taste it as much as a lot of other people do.
Okay.
I think something is definitely broken with me.
Hmm. Interesting. Anyway, all right. So to the topic. Topic today was basically talking about like what's missing on our shelves. I think I messaged you, was this week or last week, asking like all these different 12-year-olds and stuff like that. And I'm gonna jump in. It's just for me. So looking through my shelf, trying to figure out like what I'm missing, and it's not like I'm missing a Macallan 1980 something something. You know, like those crazy bottles. It's more like normal stuff, right? Like I didn't realize that most of my bottles start at 15-year-old and up on the standard line. So what I'm drinking in my glass right now, because we didn't go into it, was Glenfiddich 15. And the funny thing is, I do not have a Glenfiddich 12 on my shelf at all.
Weird.
Even though I enjoy Glenfiddich, and I've had 12 at restaurants and bars and stuff. But funny thing is, I don't have one on my shelf.
That's so weird to me. I have 3 on my shelf. One from the 90s/80s. I have 2 on my shelf. One from like 5 years ago, and I already killed that bottle. And then another one. I have the new bottle, and I'm always like, it's almost gone. I don't know what's going on there.
I know it's just weird for me to think about like how, and it's not like it's overpriced. It's not like it's hard to find. It's just
it's easy. $35, easy to find.
And then when I'm looking at it, like I don't have a Dalmore 12. I don't have
what?
Nope. I don't have what is the other ones like Macallan number 12. I even asked you about that. I don't have a Macallan number 12. Sorry, Macallan 12-year-old.
You want to hear something crazy?
What?
I have like every standard Glenfiddich that there is, and I don't have the 15.
So the one I have, you don't.
I have a mini of the 15 that I bought in Scotland, and I won't drink it.
The Solera one, right?
It's an older mini. Yep, I have a mini of it. I bought a mini with a mini Glencairn. The Glencairn's only like this big.
And for me, and I think it's because early in my journey, I started off as, and this is the mindset, and it's definitely changed. It's like higher age statement, the better. Like I think that was the mindset that I had. So I saw the 12 and the 15, and if I could afford the 15, I'll buy the 15 instead. Not about flavor, not about anything else. It was just more like
having that age.
It was just the age statement.
So I think that's why like it helps to be like part of Scotch and Sniff. It was nice because our goal in the beginning was to get bottles under $100 so we could talk about those. So
come on,
almost
Steve.
Every 12's under $100. So I remember I took a picture once. Obviously, I have 5 Macallan 12s that I sent you because you were asking about that.
Yeah.
But I took a picture of all the 12s that I have one time, and it was over 20 bottles of 12-year-old. Like, just like name a brand.
So did you just start your journey as more like I want to start from the bottom up and see the changes?
No, I wanted to start from like stuff that's more marketed towards beginners, and I wanted to know what's going on with whiskey. And then even as I got more and more informed about whiskey, I wanted to still be able to talk about like, oh, you're just getting into whiskey. Here's a path to take. Like I took this path, and this was really cool. But here's some bottles to avoid. Like I wouldn't say to avoid Dalmore 12, like Steve just said, but like.
And that's where like and trying to transition also with Kevin C's question of like 12-year-olds or younger that I look forward to. I have
OBs or IBs.
Yeah, like I have independent bottles. I have Scotch Malt Whiskey Society bottles that are under 12 years, and from Dalmore too that I really enjoy.
Yeah, I have a lot of IBs that are under 12 years that I look forward.
And I think that's where it is, right? Like, and please correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like the 12 years always gonna like for Scotch anyway. It's always the entry level. So I'm not saying it's the lightest, but it's the most, let's say, the easiest for newbies to come into or beginners or.
Yeah, it's generally marketed towards beginners. 10s and 12s, that's what they're marketed for. And I got a text message earlier today from Steve that he found the Alba Batch 2, which I didn't even know was out. Thank you, Aberlour, for informing me. Just kidding, you didn't. He sent me a picture of the Batch 2, and I was like, dude, it's going to be so good. And so he cracked it open, and obviously, as you can see from the comments, it is freaking fire.
It's good?
I am not surprised.
Because in my head, I'm like,
was bomb.
No, but you know what people do, right? Usually the first one, they make a big impact, and the second one and the third one's kind of and then the fourth one, they try to get back up again.
Look through regular Aberlours. Show me the Abundant series where you don't have one of the series where you're like, oh, this is awesome.
No, I agree that there's going to be a time where, well, I think, was it, they're in batch like 60 something, or they're probably like 80 now.
Yeah, I heard somebody say recently that they had a bad batch that was like higher up in the numbers, and I was like, that's weird. You're broken.
12. Yeah, see, Christian, like, and this is where, like, I know I have the Belvini 12 because I started off with that, and then I actually, no, I started off with the 14 and then went down to the 12.
Oh, Votary makes a good point. A lot of the IB, what's up, Cody? Votary makes a good point. A lot of the IB 12s are much higher AB.
It's true. And I think most IBs bottle at cast strength. Is there any IB that doesn't?
Flavor. Yeah.
Hey, Cody.
Alexander Murray and Co. used to do 40 for Kirkland for Costco. Now they're trying to make it so that they always do 46 now, which of course means that it's going to be not
okay. Thanks for the info, Steve. So he noted that the Alba is 1%.
Oh, is it
1% higher?
Just 1% higher for ABV. Christian said Balvenie 12 and Glenfiddich 12 always have. It's funny because I posted this idea today on Instagram, and somebody said I don't own any Balvenie, and I was like, what?
Well, you got to think about it. Like, I think, and this is just probably 5 years ago, right? 6 years ago. Balvenie was more of like the craft, like they push that craft spirit kind of stuff,
absolutely.
Right? So Glenfiddich was their front man, like kind of Macallan is now the front man for the Edgerton group. And then people look at that, and then Balvenie is more of like, I'm a Scotch person, Scotch kind of that mindset. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that's the mindset.
I mean,
it makes sense.
It's good.
Like, I definitely see Glenfiddich way before on the shelves anyway than Balvenie.
Because Glenfiddich is the #1 selling single malt Scotch.
Oh, and they have the coloration, the green bottle, the packaging. It pulls you towards. Balvenie has like the older one.
Steve was saying Glenfiddich is better
than
Steve,
Balvenie 12. You can have a wrong opinion. It's fine.
Bro, I wouldn't say wrong. I would just say that they're so different that like I could compare the new Glenfiddich 12 to the Balvenie 12.
I'm hoping he's saying Glenfiddich 12 over Balvenie 12, not just.
That's what he's saying.
Balvenie 12-year-old and all of Glenfiddich, because I'm like, that's kind of an unfair advantage.
The Balvenie 12 double would, like, you have to go back and revisit it once you've had a lot of other whiskey, and then you really appreciate the blend of what's going on.
But then so like
the new Glenfiddich 12, I think, is much more sherried. I actually got it confused with Balvenie 12 in a blind tasting. Yeah, it's. I'm telling you, the new Glenfiddich 12 is.
And then again, it's like it's different flavors, right? So, yeah.
Oh, Votary! I wouldn't even say apple or honey. Like, something is wrong with the new Glenfiddich.
You think so? It's not green apples anymore.
The new
was it red apples?
Like, it was sherry. It's
so
really
graped apple.
I don't know what's going on with like. No, you don't even get like a whole lot of the apple in the pear, the tree fruit. Like, it's.
And that's what I think of.
Like a back seat.
That's 100% what I think of when I think Glenfiddich too.
Yeah, I normally think apple or honey too. Like that's pretty much it. Tree fruit or honey.
Kevin C, I actually have quite a few blends, more of the higher end blends, like Blue Label, Royal Salute, and stuff like that.
Compass Box. Don't say it's not high end. Look at those prices.
Yeah. It's like I bought it like 2 years ago, right? So it's like.
It was hedonism was still expensive.
It was still expensive. Yes, I do have, but the thing is, like, I don't have like a black label. I don't have a green or gold. Or red.
Speak for yourself. I have green, gold, platinum,
which is weird because like I basically
label.
When I was in California, 5-6 years ago, like I had the whole Johnny line because it was always fun to kind of talk people through it and stuff like that. But then when I left, a bunch of people like, "Oh, hey, you're gonna leave some Scotch?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I just started leaving all the Johnnies. So kept the blue.
I think the green's overrated. Blue's fine. It's batch by batch.
And I had a green and gold that I left with my close friends. So
gold is all right. Platinum's a little better.
That green was freaking. Like. The green, the old green was fire.
Black 2049. Black 2049.
I wish I got that bottle.
Best thing they ever made.
Famous Grouse. Wow, really?
Okay,
we offered that a lot.
So this is good. I'm gonna go with what Votary is saying right here. Yeah. So I went on a camping trip. And before I left, I decided I'd buy the Famous Grouse and the Famous Grouse. What's the smoked one? What's the PD Famous
Challenge
Grouse?
accepted, Christian.
Famous Grouse Black. So I bought both of those. Took them on a camping trip. I'm not saying that Edrington's doing a good job with the blends, because at that time it was Kirstine Campbell, right? She's the one who's like their new master blender over at Macallan.
You're the guy that knows everything.
But she was doing the ones for Famous Grouse at the time, and her blends were freaking good. Like, the first time I sipped on Famous Grouse, I was like, this is why it's the #1 selling blended malt in Scotland. Like, it tastes so good. But then you think about the heritage of what's in it.
You got to think about, too, like blended Highland Scotch. Park. A lot of people don't even drink blended Scotch straight.
It's Highland Park. But they do over in Scotland. But it's Highland Park. It's Macallan. It's all this good stuff. Like, it's hard not to like it.
Oh,
They do
like,
a good job
and
putting it
that's
together.
where I think, like, I personally don't have a distaste or hate towards blended scotches at all. I don't mind them,
Yeah, I don't really.
but
Flavor is everything.
yeah, but for me, right now is like you're still in that learning journey. You're still trying to figure out flavors, profiles, house styles, and stuff like that. Where you can't do that with a blend unless you're super good that you can and you know at the front
No,
what it
your palate,
is.
your palate would have to be absolutely incredible for you.
Yeah,
To,
like, oh, this I can get the hint of
there-
this from maybe a Highland Park. Like, you have to know the blend first, and then you can probably pull stuff out
it's definitely much
or add it. But
more muddled.
yeah, so like for me, like especially if you're a whiskey enthusiast, you lean more towards a single malt. That's just kind of where it goes.
Yeah, generally. For
Yeah.
the enthusiasts, that's not generally
Yeah.
what everybody else goes for.
I agree.
Steve, I still haven't drinking the Famous Grouse 18 sample that you got me. I think I don't
I
remember
don't
if I
think I
tried
have
it.
a
If I tried it, I
Famous
wasn't
Grouse
impressed, and if I didn't try it, I'm pretty sure I haven't. Valentine's. My brother actually loves Valentine's. He swears by this stuff. He's got a bottle of Valentine's 30, and he says
I have a bottle for my daughter's birth year.
Dang. The
Yeah.
cheap tip I've seen on the shelf, but I've never picked it up. It's
I've
really
never
that
seen
good.
it.
Is it really that good? Because if it's that good, I'll go grab it. It's cheap.
Yeah, see, this is the thing, right? Like, one, you don't know what you're missing until you actually look, or people tell you about stuff. Like, I don't even have a Springbank on my shelf yet.
What?
And we've been talking about it for how long?
I got a 10, 12, and an 18, and then I couldn't find it anymore.
Right?
So.
And we were talking about it, right? Like, we were talking about, like, how it's going to be, like, oh, too expensive or whatever. And then you're at the point where, like, yeah.
$230 for
There's, like,
18.
one or two bottles that I'm, like, going crazy about. But besides
My
that,
pocket's so bad. I was like, why is an 18-year-old $230?
I think it's just the hype, or not even the hype, the fact that they're going so old school with certain things that whiskey enthusiasts want to buy more and more of it and supporting it, and then they're running out.
There are quite a number of bottles, though, that I find myself, like, lately going, wait a minute, why don't I know about this brand? And then just, like, hunting after it, like the Altmore. Like,
Yeah,
that's one I could, before recently, I could have said, like, I didn't have much Altmore on my shelf, like zero until just about a year ago. And now I have, like, 4 bottles of it, and I gotta go pick up another one.
Yeah, no, like,
It's so good.
for me, it's that 12 year because I feel like I'm missing in that category. It's not even 12 year in general because I got a lot of IBs that are 12-ish years or 11 or whatever. It's just a standard bottlings that I'm surprised that I don't have when I started looking.
Yeah, and that's why I tell people, like, there's a lot of bourbon that people love that I've never heard of and I don't have, and people are like, how have you never tried that? Like Jim Beam, I've only tried one Jim Beam, and I hate two Jim Beams.
White
One was the
label, black?
Ghost.
Oh,
No,
Ghost.
I bought the Ghost,
Yeah,
and I left it at a friend's house because it tasted like trash because it was supposed to be like a new make spirit and it's garbage.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I tried the Jim Beam.
Yeah,
They
what's up?
had one called Red Wheat. They had like a little special edition.
Oh,
one.
yeah. I think I've seen that one.
It was like $60 for a 375, but I bought it anyways. It was just okay. Not enough to make me want to go try regular Jim Beam.
Like for me, like a lot of the standard bourbons
Watery.
I basically have, like, Wild Turkeys, Maker's Mark, Four Roses, Old
Four
Forester.
Roses. That's one like people that love. And I've had one Four Roses that I bought. Didn't like the metallic finish, and I literally won't buy another Four Roses.
Yeah.
Somebody did send me a sample of the Al Young though, and that stuff is good.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's just interesting, like for bourbons, because I think I started with bourbon, so I started just like, what's the baseline?
Yeah.
And then after a while, when your palate moves towards a Scotch, it kind of muddles all the bourbon. So
What is this? Springbank 18 still cheaper than Watery Mac 18.
I don't even have a Mac 18. I kind of scared to even buy a new one because
But
I've
would I
had
put
an
that-
old Mac 18 and it's good.
Yeah,
I really
that's the
enjoyed
thing.
it.
Like I'd put that
Like
230 from
90s.
that Springbank towards an older 90s Mac 18 though.
Yeah. And then
the
it's
10 is the 10. Good lord.
and I think the
114.
biggest thing is like how much selection we have now with whiskey that your money just goes to, oh, it's either a new bottle or it's like, oh, it's a company I like, they're doing a special release, which happens a lot.
If I was gonna say if it's a company you like, just flat out not a special release, just regular IB, like I'm gonna pick a bottle that I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
But if it's a special release, especially from brands that I like,
Yep.
probably gonna try to grab some.
Yeah, and that's what it's like for me. The Springbank alone, because I tried Springbank when we were in San Francisco and I loved it. Buddies of ours shared some, and then I had it when another buddy came over here, and it's like I need this in my life, and it's there on the shelf. It's just like, oh, there's a new Scotch malt whiskey side bottle coming in, or there's a new Macallan number whatever, Mabob. So
at least you find it on the shelf though. Springbank's difficult here.
Yeah, at special order, so they have it in the warehouse. You just gotta request it, and so it makes it easier for people not to like, oh, I'm gonna buy a case of it. It's more like,
Yeah.
oh, you need one here, sold.
Eric said he finally tried Blanton's today. For me, Blanton's was
Really?
like one of those.
Only now? That's weird.
But to me, it's one of those that doesn't even matter. Like it's okay. I'm not. I don't
The bottle
understand the
tastes
hype
better
behind
than
it.
what's the contents inside.
Yeah, I know they're single barrels, so like I'm sure somebody's eating these honey barrels. But like for me, I've bought
Yeah,
3 or 4 of them.
I got
I've
a
given them
single
to
barrel that's
friends.
pretty
I've
good.
given away open ones to friends. Like they're just okay.
No, the holy hand grenade looks really cool. Oh man.
The holy hand grenade of Antioch.
Yeah.
Hey Kevin, you said you have to have a Lefroy in your collection. This is how much I try Pete. Okay, I have a Lefroy triple wood, which is actually a Lefroy that I enjoy. I think Sherry does its job there.
I think I
I
got
have
select.
Lore, which I don't like, and I have one Cargias because everybody was saying I need to get that, and I do want to buy one of the travel retail port ones.
Yeah.
But they're just not. I already know Lefroy's not really.
Oh,
I think I have some other Lefroy's.
I have the PX cast, the travel retail. I don't have the
almost
port.
bought one of the 18s when I saw it in a store.
I would love a
PX
port.
Travel, that's what I want to get.
Yeah. No, I tried. Rose was very nice enough to send me a sample because she said, "Hey, try this. Here's a sample that you've always wanted, but you got to try this, Pete." Before I'm like, "All right, fine, I got to try it."
I still have half a sample of what
Of
Rose
hers?
sent me right here.
Yeah, is that
You know what this is?
the whatchamacallit, the 86?
Yes, the 86 Brookladdy. Like
I finished that
half,
thing. It was so
yeah,
good. My hand heavy poured
so
it.
incredible. Second half, I'm like, I'm saving this for a special occasion.
Oh, my hand heavy poured it because it was so good.
So good.
Yep.
What is it? What is that?
I don't want to.
Triple card GS. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying right now.
What's
and I know I'll probably grab it if I see it.
What's the FOB?
Fallout Boy.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know what FOB is. More European oak. I like the sound of that.
Triple Cardias. Sorry, checking.
So, you want to call the McAllen people, and they prefer the classic cut or rare cast to the 18. Here's the thing: to me, the rare cast is the new 18. It has the flavor profile of the old 18, and I don't care what the age is on it. The new 18, you can put in the trash can. The new classic cut, put in the trash can. Yeah, the classic cut is just so.
The classic cut for you. The classic cut for you. I think it's the fact that you tied it towards the cast strength.
It's so
that it already dropped it points
forward though. But that's the thing is like it has all that American oak influence. I don't want it to taste like ginger. Like I want it to taste like freaking cherry bombs.
Yeah, gotcha.
And it's just what's up. At least I have whiskey. What's up? Benriach peated port. I haven't tried that.
You're seeing sourcing really good bourbon and rye up to 15 years old for 120.
Preferring the rare cast versus the 18. Yeah, it totally makes sense to me. I mean,
no,
the rare cast tastes better. Like they did a good job.
And this is where I get to the point where like I had that phase, and I think you probably had the phase too. Like I think it was a couple years back. Like I want collections, right? Like I'm trying to collect things.
Oh, Friends of Brookladdy.
Try to get like the B-Tax. Try to get the McAllen lines. You know, all that stuff.
Yeah, you try a little in the beginning,
and then eventually it just goes away. So like I understand that people want that, and you collect it, and you try to make money. Good for you if that's what you want to do. But after a while, your palate starts leading you to things you want.
Absolutely. I like how once you get to try it, you're like, meh. Like William LaRue Weller, not sure why I was so enamored with it. It's okay. Handy, it's horrible if you don't like that style of rye. Don't know.
I need to take that bottle off you or something, man.
George C. Stagg, never expected to fall in love with George C. Stagg. That is bomb. Like
yeah, you're searching for that one still.
And yeah, Tolv said, so Friends of Brookladdy is coming out with the Israeli cast matured. I did see that, and that is surprising to me because the Israelis, I mean, Milk and Honey, they're doing all that kind of cool stuff over there. Eric just trying the Glenfarclas 17. That is a great bottle. I have
Glenfarclas. Like I bought, was it the 9-year or the 8-year? And that 10? Killed. Was it 10? Really? It killed. 10, I remember I told 12, you right. I think it was 15, like
17.
Yeah, 2 years ago or 25. So. I tried the youngest one they had because I was like, all right, let me try something. And everyone's like, oh, Glenfarclas Sherry Forward. Boom, boom, you're gonna love it.
Very.
And then it tastes like shit. And I never tried anything again until
25.
And like that's where it's like a brand died for me because of their earlier
the 25
one.
Was super good. The 17 is actually really good too. I wouldn't go lower than the 15.
Yeah.
Like their 12 is okay, their 10 is.
And that's what happens when you talk to a person from like Total Wine and stuff, and he's like, "This is awesome," and he doesn't know what he's talking about.
That's why I get so scared in Total Wine. I heard a lady like, "Oh, my husband loves a smoky whiskey," and the guy makes a record for like a Space Cider, and I'm like,
"How's that smoky?
Please stop."
Yeah, eventually I started to just go like, "I'm good, man. I'm good." You do that.
Oh my gosh. Local distilleries in Michigan are producing and sourcing.
Well, from every whiskey producing country.
Yeah, makes sense.
Kevin,
Yellow
I
Submarine,
don't.
that's one I still want to try. I saw it on the shelf and passed.
I think Wally's trying to chase that. You're trying to chase that, right? What
What's
Kevin
that?
C's talking about? Do you have a bottle from every whiskey producing country? Sorry.
No, for a while I wanted one from each distillery, and then I realized some of these distilleries are just really hard to get. Like, I'll never have a Rose Bank. I mean, I have a sample of one
Yeah.
right now, but
No,
like,
no. I think you said like, do you have something from Australia, New Zealand,
so I wanted to do
Scandinavia?
that. Master and Malt stopped shipping. Otherwise, so
Yeah.
Master and Malt, I wanted to get something from Australia. I wanted to get a McNamara from Sweden. I wanted to get oh, there's so many whiskeys out there that I wanted to try. Like
Yeah.
so many good ones from weird countries that you don't even think like, oh, they make whiskey.
Is he over there? And I think Kevin, like, I wish we had the ability to do that because, for instance, when you think Taiwanese whiskey, everyone goes Caveman, right? Like that's their benchmark. So I'd love to see the smaller distilleries popping up because of the fame that Caveman had, and so on. Or Starward in Australia, where now smaller distilleries are popping up there. So like, I would love to be able to be like, hey, this is the pillar that everyone stood on, and then these are the smaller ones around it, because then they can bring their whole like, what is bourbon, what is Scotch,
what is Australian.
Yeah.
So so Scotch Society, you guys must have all been in on the Macallan call. I
was on the Macallan call
and missed the Macallan call.
I didn't hear the band.
So discontinuing the triple cask 18 makes sense. So they didn't bring the triple cask 18 to America at first because they did the triple cask 17, which was the 18. They're the same bottle. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Welcome to Macallan.
Didn't you want to tell them at the start? The first thing first was the fact that the triple cask confused the shit out of people.
Oh, triple cask is the same as the triple wood. They just changed the name. I don't know why. Fine oak is what it used to be.
Yeah.
But fine oak was just the triple cask. So there's the fine oak 17 and the fine oak 18. They did the 17 in America, even though it was 18 juice. They did the 17 in America because they didn't want to confuse people with the sherry 18.
Yes.
And then they realized that there's a market for it and brought the 18 over. And then everywhere you went, you saw the 18 for $20 more than the 17. And I'm like, it's the same juice. Why the H are they selling it for different prices? So that didn't make any sense. So if they cancel the 18, fine. It doesn't matter because the 17 is still here. It's the same stuff.
Chris, that's interesting.
Which doesn't make any sense.
Macallan,
kind of that one.
And I even had to ask you, like, hey, dude, what 12s they have? And you sent me a picture of like what 5 12s?
Mm-hmm. Macallan has had five 12s.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, I need to see the difference between the double cast and the 12-year-old sherry.
Double cast, fine oak / triple cast, right?
Yeah.
Those are your 3 bases. You had the Elegancia, which was travel retail only, and you had the Grand Reserva, which is amazing.
Yeah, it was Asian exclusive. But yeah, so like, I can see why they're trying to kill certain things because I know on my store locally, 1/3 of the Scotch area, and it's a small area, is basically Macallan with all the different freaking types they have.
Wow.
And it's like, people like the name, but like, people get confused. I'm like, what's this 12 compared to this 12 to this 12? And it's like, I can see that.
I mean, it's easy. The sherry tastes like sherry. No, it used to.
No, but you're like how do you know which is which unless you see it?
And, bourbon.
Yeah.
And the triple cask 12 is literally a drain pour. All right, we
they're trying to sell you.
It's definitely a drain pour.
You're definitely like those people that go to the Apple geniuses and make them feel like they're not geniuses.
Total Wine will always push their store brands. Total Wine always pushes their store brands.
Yeah. Read Told's thing. It's funny because I know what he's talking about because it's sometimes nice to feel the bigger person in the room.
No, so I don't ever want to feel like I'm over somebody like that. You want to hear something crazy? I went to Total Wine in Towson, Maryland, which is not too far from my church. And inside the Total Wine, I'm talking to a dude, and he's like, "Hey, wait a minute." And I joke you not, this was the worst moment of my life. He's like, "I've seen your YouTube videos," and I'm like, "Oh, dear Jesus." And so like every time I go in there, I just try to avoid that kid, and it's horrible because I remember his name, and I try to like.
He watches you right now.
I just want to go. No, so I just watching the YouTube, so I just want to like go, and I just want to look at the shelves, and I just want to see what I want to buy, and I just want to get out of there. So like, Total Wine people though, I came up with so I had an idea.
Yeah.
To help Total Wine people because
dress up as a Total Wine employee.
There has to be a better way to do it, and so I actually created the idea and did the idea, and then when me and my brother tried to market the idea to some smaller stores, it didn't go well. But that's something I might try to bring back actually because I just found the idea recently.
Was it the 1 minute whiskeys?
No. 1 minute whiskeys was to help people shop who were shopping so they could quickly see a review.
Yeah.
But I actually had an idea that was even.
All right, keep it secret. $1 million idea. It's fine. $1 million idea.
It's So, views on Talisker. Talisker is great. It's like it's island peat, so you got much more just really really enjoyable peat. And to me, Talisker between the Storm and the 18, like it's good. South Africa makes whiskey. Yes, they were on my list.
Yeah, it's like, and I wish I had more. Like, I'm glad that I'm in the Pacific Northwest where I can have strong access to American single malt, which is becoming a larger resurgence now. So I have a lot of that on my shelves, but I notice that a lot of people don't. So like, I'm lucky in that retrospect. But like, I wish I had more world whiskey. I really do.
Yeah, the South Africa. Who told me about that? What's her name? Julie V. I forget her last name. She's like big on Instagram and she does a bunch of like Facebook stuff with a bunch of whiskey brands. She loves peated whiskey. But like, yeah, she's the one who told me about South African stuff. Like, if she sends you messages, she'll send them with voice messages and you'll hear a heavy accent. It's crazy. So.
Yeah, man. No, but like, yeah, guys, if you have any suggestions or brands that you guys think we should be trying, or bottles that you think that we should have on our shelves, yes, even including peat, because we do try peat. Let us know. I would love for us to be able to crowdsource this so we can kind of look at this and be like, hey, maybe we all chip in to buy a bottle and we all share it out or something like that. So
I would love to do exactly that.
Yeah.
You're reminding me that like the post that I posted today, people made some suggestions like you should get this or this, and I was like, I have that. They're like, I don't see it on your shelf. I'm like,
yeah.
If I take a picture of all my shelves, you'd be like, never mind, you're good. Like,
it's like we're looking at Cody's stuff too. Like, yeah, you got
exactly. It's like we know what we're looking for.
Yeah.
I got it. I'm asking so that we can talk, not so that you can see what I have.
But like I bet all of us have shelves that are missing one or two things, and I'm glad we're not bringing it towards the very expensive end. I'm just talking about regular, everyday bottles. I know I'm missing a lot of bourbon. I think I've got most of it.
Yeah.
I know I'm missing a lot of Scotch. Like Anok, I never really heard of them until we actually went and visited them. Like that's the first time I'm trying it. Like learning about those things.
Their 12 is so good.
Yeah.
Their 24 is so good.
Was it 24 that I had?
I have the Ardbeg Dark Cove. Yeah, you had the 24 there.
Yeah. But like learning that and then just trying to discover things, because I'm not saying that I know everything about whiskey or I've been to every place or I've tried everything. But it's just the fact that like getting something new and then enjoying it, like how your eyes kind of lit up with the Genever that we had. Like,
yeah, I was surprised by how
those
good,
things, right? And that's
what
I'm
surprised by how good that is. Also, I've made a couple more cocktails since then. Like I'm
right. So it's like
it got me.
Yeah,
if the gin doesn't taste like gin, and so that's good.
Yeah, so and I think that's what I think all of us are searching for, right? Like the uniqueness now. Like we know what our palate usually wants. Now we're going for the uniqueness and hoping that you guys over there in YouTube land and Instagram land and stuff like that can help us out as well. So
yeah, see, Kevin's had Anok 24. He knows what's up.
Yeah, dude, I was talking to Wall, like I want to get a bottle. I was looking around, I couldn't find one here. So maybe when we go to Scotland next year or something like that, I have to pick one up.
As long as they open back up, because I still saw things online said June 2021, and I'm like, that's as soon as you're gonna open up. Or is this a joke?
Well, you never know, man. Maybe we'll try and grease the wheels.
Hopefully.
Yeah. We're in the industry. That's what they call it.
Is that what they call it?
I guess so. I don't know.
I wish it'd be nice sometimes.
Blanton's. I know that. Oh, okay. Yeah. There was a lot of hype, man. All right. And on that note, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. This is a topic on my mind. I'm glad that we all got to talk. I love the chat.
All of our Patreon supporters.
Yeah, Patreon supporters, guys in the chat. Thank you so much, guys and ladies.
Guys in the chat, keep it interesting.
Yeah, no, I actually like this because like we were talking, had chat. It was great. So thank you guys so much for showing up. I really, really appreciate all your help and support.
You picked a good topic.
I know. I once in a blue moon, I get good topics in my head. And on that note, let's photos. That I don't use because I'm lazy. Hand sanitizer. Yeah, or we can also wear a bubble. Must be a good cocktail.
Oh, cocktail. I told you, like it made a good cocktail.
Boom. All right, guys. On that note, thank you so much.
Old fashioned.
Appreciate it. Supporters, thank you so much. Patron supporters, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you guys want to donate, it's down below. It helps get our stuff going. Maybe even buy a group bottle or something like that. So yeah,
you should definitely buy a group bottle. Let's do that.
I'm thinking about that. Yep. All right.
No. Look at my eyebrows.
I can't. You have eyebrows? Can't see them.
Charles, what do we say at the end of the show?
Produce? Deuces.
Produce.